Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, special episode, General Election 2025 episode with the Golden Nuggets podcast. My name is Nazreen. I have Hanafi by my side. And as usual, our main host is Amir Bashiruddin. So today, let me welcome you guys, a candidate from SDP.
Interesting.
Who is it?
Nak panggil Abang boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, so we have Abang Damanhuri Abas. Hi.
From the SDP.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, Abang Daman. So best we call you Abang Daman lah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, boleh.
Now lah for now.
Yeah. Okay, so I think before we started the episode, you mentioned about we want to have the focus more towards the issues that we face within the Malay-Muslim community. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's good that we use the occasion talk about it.
Okay, can. But of course, before that, we want to know a little bit more about you for those listeners who don't know you, especially the younger generation. Definitely may not see you before. Can you share a bit about yourself? Who is Damanhuri Abas?
Yeah, I am currently this year I'll be 55. I'm married with 5 children.
Five children.
Mostly grown-up children. Only two is school going currently.
Okay.
Youngest taking O level this year. My background basically, I was very involved in the community in various capacities lah. While I was in school, I started being active in the youth.
Right.
With youth. And it continued until I was in university in NUS. In NUS, interestingly also, although because I take architecture, so very busy
Okay,
time.
wow. Yeah.
But the nights, when I have free nights, I 3 years in NUS, basically I stay in campus.
Okay.
Some other hostel or kita sewa lah, group of us sewa tempat tinggal lah, just outside the campus.
Okay.
So I practically is campus all the time. So malam when I'm free, I happen to know about Muhammadiyah Welfare Home at that time. They just started.
Okay.
As a place for delinquents. So I volunteered.
Okay.
But I was the night owl lah.
Okay.
I go the night shift.
Right.
Malam I go there. And then interesting tau, malam I go there, do voluntary work sampai pagi. Pagi I balik campus.
Any
not
specific
tiring,
any specific reason why you took the night shift?
Because that's my
shift.
only free time. Free time. So I do that.
Yeah.
So you use that as to fill up your time
Fill
lah.
up my time and start to be involved with community work in that way.
Okay.
And it continue lah. Later on, after I graduate, I get my first work was with a youth organization.
Okay.
Then I started after 6 years with them. I started my own business in education. Then for also almost 7 years.
Okay.
Atau coincidence 7 years.
Oh, nice. 7 is a golden number.
Then I was headhunted to join Masa Irsyad
Okay.
in 2008, if not mistaken.
Okay.
And again, almost 7 years I spent with them
That's
to
like
do
your
regional work that was funded by Temasek Foundation.
Okay.
Before I joined Muhammadiyah for a year, and then I entered politics. So in between, I was active also at the mosque. I was serving as mosque board members of 2 mosques, Masjid Qasim dengan Masjid Muhajirin, spending about 10 years.
I see.
Of course, at that time I was very close with Mendaki, Muiz, interacted with many Malay MPs, including the minister, Mr. Yaakob. I kind of like him lah, in the sense that we had several encounters. So I was close lah, in the sense to the community, the heart of community, as well as the establishment. But once I entered politics, opposition politics, so that kind of shut the door lah.
I see.
So that's more or less my background.
Right.
Okay. You mentioned about night shift at Muhammadiyah again. Malam, how exactly do you volunteer? Because
because the school operates the home operates 24 hours. 24 hours. So
malam dia orang tidur kan?
I help in a lot of the fundraising work.
Okay.
Which happen macam because I'm in architecture, I'm into design, right?
Yeah.
So I help them in terms of development of their donation brochures, material
The back
for
end
public.
stuff,
I do it.
Okay.
And because the staff operates 24 hours, there is always someone that I interacted with in the office.
Okay.
And at that time, the superintendent was very present at night too. So I had that actually is the best time to do the work with him.
Okay.
Because he will give me all the content work that I need to do. And then I with him do the design and so on. And then because it's until pagi kan, I saw the routine that happens in the home. Pukul berapa orang bangun, sebenarnya subuh and so on, because I have to do the same, right? So interacted with them.
Okay.
So basically that is how I fill up the
time.
apa ni?
Your volunteer time.
Malamnya hours.
Okay.
Do you get sleep in between?
That's why curious juga tu.
Yeah,
Sampai
itulah.
subuh tak tidur.
NUS, I don't think it's easy. Right?
It's the nature of the course. The architecture course is unique, a bit unique. That we do projects, almost entirely. Entire of the course we do projects.
Okay.
So projects, usually so we don't sleep tau. Kalau kita nak rush through project, kita do your design project sampai most of us stay in the studio and sampai pagi kita buat kerja, finish, baru balik tempat tidur, balik hostel ke, balik rumah ke. For me, I balik for certain number of months I was in the hostel.
Okay.
Then I menumpang with some friends sewa tempat. And even those friends who were with me in university, they know my routine tau. Dorang pagi pergi lecture, ni Daman bawa balik, ni bawa balik tidur. Then sometimes you have morning lecture, so paksa pergi juga, ngantuk-ngantuk pun pergi. But that's how I cope Macam kita upside down sikit lah. You ask even an archi student today studying, they will tell you the same thing. That's their routine today, which is unique lah. And then you pick up bad habits
I think we had a couple of architects
that
came to our show. They mentioned that lifestyle happens only bila diorang start kerja. Diorang tak cakap time sekolah.
Time uni.
Ask them in uni. So they can do that because uni dah kena training. So when you go,
Because no life.
unless you join the HDB lah. If you go to the HDB or URA, because I have friends who
Office hours.
join, then it's a bit more office hours. But if you go to the private sector, I still have friends who communicate with me. But in the private sector, is tough.
Work around the clock,
Tough.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. Why architecture? Why did you choose architecture? I think with architecture, perhaps you could even take like apa tu medicalnya degree.
I actually like arts for a very long time. Dari budak lah.
Creative
The creative side. That's my other forte lah, so to speak. So so architecture become a natural thing that I wanted to be lah, an architect. So when I went for the interview, because for architecture course, interestingly, it's not just your grades, it's also you have to go for interview by the faculty, and then you have to impress them lah.
Okay.
They interview you.
Right.
So I sort of impressed them with certain things that I did in the interview. I got in.
Nice.
And again, this is very interesting because the nature of the course you put in the studio group about 20 people. Because they don't see your grades now. By that time, they don't care what grades you are because they are interested in your design flair. So you get mixed up with everybody though.
Okay.
So suddenly I'm in a group where you have people who are very from Hwa Chong, top-notch school. So we are all put together, but we are all suddenly equalized. Because the focus is not your grades, the focus is your design, ability. And I like that. I like that because you can really excel. You have the passion to do, you can really excel.
So you have to be put in a cohort where there's like it's all a mixture of book intellect people and also people who are
because
high creative.
The focus is on creativity.
Yes.
Not so much your A-level grades kan. So And I like that kind of challenge because you can suddenly compete with Wachang student. Prove to them that you are better than them.
Okay, my follow-up question is: has that impacted you or benefited you in any way?
Yeah, because I think based on what you shared just now, it didn't seem like you really go through the architecture route also.
Eventually I decided to go into social welfare as well as education. So there's a when I meet my friends today who are architect, the irony is that they kind of envy me though, because they said, I don't have a life. So then I see you doing all these things. Tapi of course, then I said, but your pocket is thicker. Mine is not slim. So that is the interesting bit lah. I mean, back to the question that you asked about the
benefit.
This thing. So I just share this particular thing that sort of I think sort of shaped my life. At that growing up years as a student. So when I entered, I said that there were 20 of us. Then there were, I think, about a few Hwa Chong students that was in the group. This thing happened though, and I don't blame them because how many Malay students are in Hwa Chong?
Not many.
No, not many.
Not many.
Maybe zero.
Can count lah.
Can count.
So they hardly interact with Malays. Though.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them.
Yes.
So possibly for them, this is the first time they interact with a Malay.
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
First time in a group you interact with a Malay guy. Up front though.
Yeah.
Up front, you see them, you hear him. And I see dorang kekok though.
Bahasa baku
Dorang kekok. And then I'm used to it because I'm from a neighborhood school. So I mix with Malays, Indian, Chinese, you know. So I see that they are kekok lah. And what I kind of don't like is that they tend to speak Mandarin when in group discussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but I don't make it an issue lah because I think that's my nature. I don't want to make this a problem lah. I just give it time lah. So, but then I told myself, the best way to prove and to make them respect me, for me to show them that I'm better than them. So that was in my heart though, in my small heart. I put that. And of course, even in my course, I remember there's only 6 Malays out of 100 of us.
Wow.
So I kind of, I know my place in that sense. And Alhamdulillah, at the first year, you can ask my batch, my design topped the class.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the year, my design topped the class. So when that happened, everybody start to want to talk to me. So that sort of allow us to interact better, and we became very close friends. So and I love that kind of experience that we and that shaped me to believe in what can be done rather than what this as barriers. I don't see this as barriers, but these are things that are actually useful for us to work around, you know, put effort on, and see what outcome is possible.
Especially as a minority.
And it's not about you so much though, but it's about trying, because life is about this though. Life is about us going through things that we think is impossible. Then overcome it not only by your effort, but you see intervention from God that boleh Alhamdulillah. So I think that is how we can grow as a community that dealing with the issues. That's why I'm passionate about us looking into all those difficult questions that have sort of pulled us back as a community.
Okay.
Because I think circumstances have changed a lot.
Yes.
We are in an era where it's right for us to discuss these things. So
has it come across you to like pick up Mandarin at the point of time, and then maybe you can join their discussions?
So now I'm doing Duolingo Mandarin to pick it up.
So 一点点
but for vested interest, political speeches.
Understand. Yeah, of course.
But I did send my first child for Mandarin. My first child, I actually wanted him to get Mandarin as the first child in the family. I really wanted him to get Mandarin.
Okay.
But the school wasn't supportive. Not so much the school as in the school, but the context of the thing is not supportive. So after I think half a year he gave up lah. He gave up. So it wasn't a successful family project.
Family project.
Oh, you mean you send him to like a tuition?
In the public school
curriculum?
he took up Mandarin. Primary 1.
Okay.
So
I think
easy
there
lah.
was one period of time where this was the in thing to do, right? Pasal macam a lot of parents macam cakap macam if we talk about the political landscape, the socio-economic landscape, we are doing a lot of business dealings with China. So
yes,
we
I
need
remember
to
that.
have our Malay children to also learn Mandarin. There's this mentality that was going on for a while back then.
Why? You ask me my opinion. I say why not? It's good, right? If you can learn another language, why not? It's good.
But to choose Mandarin as compared to Malay,
get both ah.
Yeah,
get both.
But okay, tapi dalam sekolah macam mana nak buat dua-dua because it
second language
happens at the same time.
That is a practical challenge that we face kan. Hopefully one day our education system change that allow us to. I'm sure there's a way lah where you can adjust the curriculum, syllabus, such that.
That means it must be everybody will learn English, Mandarin, and Malay.
Yeah,
But you see,
a third language.
Yeah, but you see, this is how I pick up Mandarin. You know, last time every time 7 p.m. I watch the China 8.
Of course,
That is also true. I have anak saudara that speak Mandarin macam air tau. And
my
it's
cousin
pick up from TV.
Yeah, my cousin and I we can speak Mandarin fluently because from China 8.
So that's why you motivate me to go on with my Duolingo.
Kan abang mesti boleh bang.
Balik tengok cerita ni Channel 8 lah.
Channel 8.
Me watch.
Dulu
Wong Fei Hong.
Dulu selalu nak tengok nanti kena marah. Because my parents will say, maghrib kau tengok cerita.
Jangan tengok time maghrib.
Selalunya pukul 7 yang best.
Macam now I listen a lot to George Yeo. George Yeo punya speeches. Because I find that it's more informative. Educating me about Chinese civilization, Chinese culture.
Right.
Which is, like you say, it's very important because China is the biggest.
Yes.
It's going to, I think it's already the biggest economy in the world.
Yes.
It's so much better in so many things. So all the more we should, make an effort to learn this civilization.
Yes.
And it's useful. Because we are a minority in the country that majority are Chinese. So I don't see it as a problem for us to have that perception. It's a positive thing if you can acquire the language or third language. I just learned my sister baru balik daripada Germany because anak dia kerja kat sana. My anak saudara yang kerja kat sana tu, his 3 children in the school there learn 3 languages: English, French, German.
Wow.
Mana boleh lah.
Yes.
It can be done.
Yeah, it can be done lah.
Can be done.
But it must be.
But you have a system. You need to have a system that works.
Yes.
Which possible lah if one day we become the government.
Yeah, inshallah. Before we talk about our Malay-Muslim community punya issues, what made you decide to join politics and why opposition? Because just now you mentioned that you have already how do I put this nicely?
Good relationship with.
Yes.
I
wanted to say make friends.
Alhamdulillah. Masih baik.
But why opposition?
Yeah, well, like I shared during Zami podcast, it's actually purely coincidental. So on 3 nights before nomination, 3 or 4 nights before nomination day of 2015, I got a WhatsApp from a friend who happened to be do volunteer work dekat SDP lah. So dia WhatsApp dia cakap, man, ada SDP tengah cari Malay candidate lah. Macam kau interested tak? So I out of my curiosity, macam boleh lah aku try dia lah. So it was purely that. So dia cakap, kau nak kan? Kita pergi SDP office now tau.
You didn't have time to further think.
So again, out of my macam exciting juga. So I went on that particular night, went to the office. Orang tengah busy lah because nomination day is very near. Very busy lah for political party to prepare the work. So I went for interview with Dr. P, Dr. Paul. I think Jufri Mahmud was there. A few other veteran senior party members. We had a discussion, exchange views. At the end of it, they said, they want to consider me lah as a potential candidate for that particular election. And then I told them I need 3 days to consider. So I told them about who I am lah. And then I need 3 days because I literally told them that I need to pray for 3 days.
Istiara.
For guidance. But of course, I also want to consult my friends, family, my wife, and all that. So I did that. Rata-rata 90% say kau gila lah.
Oh really?
Kau gila. 90% say kau gila lah. What are you trying to do? You know? So I kind of see where it's going lah. So chances of me joining very slim lah.
Okay.
But then I saw my mother. So because at that time my mother was still alive, so she stayed with me. I was very confident she would say no. But then she said yes. So we had a family discussion, my bigger family, my sisters, my brothers, and with her lah. Then she said, she has no problem if I go into politics, which was a shocker lah in that sense. My wife was supportive. My wife said, if you feel, I will support you lah. If you feel you want to do it, I will support you.
Okay.
So that was the sort of tiebreaker lah. Tiebreaker, and then I prayed, and then I felt comfortable lah.
Okay.
By that time, and that's how I end up into politics.
So like, how's the discussion like? Be like, macam mana masuk politik lah mak. Then no objections at all.
Like,
actually,
what exactly did your mom say?
Kita curious ni, very curious.
Because
my mom is a very simple person lah. She's quite old already that time kan. But she said this, mak mimpi. Mak mimpi mak nampak kau atas bukit. Kau tengah cakap banyak orang kat bawah. Mak rasa gembira. That's what she said. Then that's what she said tau. Then I said, okay. Then she said, kalau kau nak masuk apa ni, tak halang. Because I don't want to do something that my mother will not allow. I think this is what everybody should learn lah. When your mother say no, don't do it lah.
This is somebody else's story, but I'm the one getting goosebumps. That's right. I mean, cannot see, but
so I think I ended into politics, and I did not regret lah after that. Although it wasn't easy going like.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Wow.
But I mean, your mom didn't say, or did you actually mention to your mom and your wife that I am planning to join the opposition party?
She knows very clearly lah.
You know,
In fact, my sisters especially were all telling her, "Mak ni apa ni?" That kind of stuff. But they were against it lah. They were against it. My brothers, my sibling brothers were all supportive. So maybe he's a lelaki macho ni. But the girls are all saying, no, don't. But they failed to persuade my mother lah. So that's it lah.
We had a discussion yesterday where we feel that maybe some ladies are more not say open. They are more willing to vote for the incumbent because of how things really look. Like, is that the case for your sisters? They are quietly actually pro-opposition.
Yeah, but they don't show, right?
Adik dia nak masuk dan tak nak. Kasi orang lain masuk lah. Kau jangan. Think that I can't really have a very definitive response to that lah. Cuma anecdotally fears are there lah. Fears are there. I can account for that because during many times when we go campaign, young couples, their wives come to me and say, actually saya nak vote SDP, tapi suami saya kerja dengan polis. The fear is there.
That's the problem. There's no issue.
That's right.
But it's the fear lah. It's a real fear. They have the perception that your votes are not secret. Let me tell you, your vote is secret. Because I went through the whole process and I saw that the ballot box being burned. Being burned. So nobody knows how you vote. So don't worry.
Clip that.
Be happy.
Okay, that is something that people want to know. Sometimes like these things get like unsaid, and then that's where the issues about the drawing of
The government, I may have certain views about the government, but the government don't play punk on this. This is very. They are very.
So they really uphold to the democracy.
The whole process is tamper proof lah. The ELD does its job professionally, so we don't have to worry about all this perception.
Okay. That is I think good to know for a lot of our listeners. Yeah.
Bang, I got one question before we end. I don't know whether Amir has one more. Before we go to part 2. So you mentioned earlier that you are a father of 5. Right. So has being a father of 5 influenced you in any way, the way you see the policies? Whether in terms of education, especially housing, because I believe a lot of parents, they are very concerned. My kids are not going to be able to afford housing and that kind of stuff.
True.
Has it affected you or impacted?
I'm a normal parent concerned about future of my children. I think all parents are concerned. You are right. The housing prices, I think, just doesn't make sense.
Yes.
My daughter, who's going to get married, she's the second in the family, just applied for a BTO flat. It costs 4 room, costs about 700,000.
Oh,
at where?
Definitely.
Tanjung Ru.
Tanjung Ru.
Oh, Tanjung Ru. Okay,
How much was it again?
So about 700,000.
That's the
That's the great waterfront
prime area,
I
right?
think it's a prime area.
Prime area, yes.
So that is like,
the concerning thing is right now it's 700,000. People want to cash out during MOP. The question is how much will that be?
Confirm above 1 million.
Yeah. So doesn't make
so
sense.
that is I think the government is also having a headache lah. I don't think they like this lah, but it's a policy that has sort of tak boleh pull the handbrake lah. So let's see lah. I mean, we should help them find a solution. SDP has a solution. We have offered a solution actually, the non-open market BTO flats, where we exclude the land cost, land cost. Tapi this is a scheme separate on its own. So those who actually just want public housing without cashing out, so to speak, you can choose this option. And then you sell back to the HDB at the same price or whatever, a reasonable increase in price when you factor in inflation, for example, or certain costs may increase, which is fair, instead of leaving it to the market, which is the current system.
Yes.
Where a certain class of people can purchase because they have a lot of cash. So that sort of influence the price, and price goes up. So this is a very tricky issue. The other tricky issue for housing is the 99-year lease lah. Declining year lease.
Yes.
The question is, why must we have the lease, the 99-year lease?
I think that is when they started. That's how you control the bulk of your land for the public lah. So when they started it, I guess they just thought that one day they will have to think about it. I mean, there was several things that were started. One of it is the SES. They redevelop and then you get a new flat. And then your lease is prolonged.
Yes.
But now they pulled it down. I mean, there's no more SES. Very rare. So, but back to your point about concern parents about this, I think it's real. It's real. Every parent is concerned about the future of their child ahead with all these things that is happening. And it has to be addressed.
And do you think this is one of the main issues that especially our Malay-Muslim community actually face, or is this really?
I think this is a national issue. Cost of living is national issue. Healthcare is national issue. Housing is national issue. Jobs are national issue. So everybody is impacted lah. Maybe Malay community slightly more due to certain demographic. But everybody is feeling the pain. So it's a national issue that has to be addressed. And I think this is big in this particular election. Because everybody is talking about it across all parties. Even the PAP talks about it.
Because like I mean, this is my circle. A lot of my circle of friends are barely earning like 3,000-4,000, maybe household income like less than 8,000 kan. Having or buying a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 HDB just doesn't make financial sense for us.
Exactly. So the
like some of us really cannot even afford.
So how the government solve it? Giving you grants.
Yeah.
Top up your money, and that doesn't help actually.
Yeah,
that
I was
is
just
only
going to say
for
that,
first-time
but the
buyers.
grant doesn't help as much.
Because it's one off. You get that, and then but you still have to pay the loan. 30 years loan.
Yeah.
So,
You see, if you talk about the grants, I first applied for my BTO back then was in 2013, and then 2014, 2015 go through the entire thing. The only grant I get, even though I was schooling at that time when only my wife was working, I only got like 35,000. As compared to now, how much grant that people nowadays actually get to actually fund the current pricing, right? But me myself, I need to buy a second house. You know, like I plan to the other time I plan to downgrade, right? I plan to downgrade from 5-room to 4-room, but because of the sudden spike of the housing prices, I couldn't do that. You know, I couldn't do that, and I don't think I'm the only one. Like a lot of people, I believe, are stuck in this situation where during the COVID period, we wanted to cash out, but then the price just keep on going up, and we cannot afford a smaller house, even though you want to. But the grant is only helping the first timers. My first time back in 2013, I only got 35,000. Nowadays, I see some of my friends getting like 80, 100,000. So I believe like even for second timers, there should be some kind of grant to cater for the current housing price.
Yeah. So the truth is that the government have no choice, because if the government doesn't give the grant, so much more fewer people can afford to buy. So it's a stopgap measure for the moment. That have to be, a real solution have to come. But it's not easy because the price go up now. Then market price fluctuate. I mean, it can fall anytime though. And it did, because that time for me, for example, when I bought my first flat, what year was that? 1997, if not mistaken. I bought a 5-room resale flat, 450,000. At that time, 450,000 kira mahal though, 450,000. And then after that, the economy crashed though. The global economy crashed. The price value went down to 300 plus.
Wow.
And it stayed there for 10 years though.
10 years.
10 years.
My goodness.
So I'm holding on to
which year was this?
1997.
Oh, the Asian economic crisis.
One of the big one that hit. And it was, so I was holding a negative asset for 10 years though. I mean, I'm using the term because that's how the government use it. Like this is supposed to be our asset. So I was in the macam apa, tak nasib tak baik kan. If you enter at a low and then suddenly they go up, you enjoy lah. And you wait until the thing
go down.
Because it will go down one day. So those are the reality lah. It's not a very comfortable discussion kan.
So in other words, grants is just a band-aid for this issue, and now people are seeing the cracks because people who want to get their second house to downgrade or whatever, they cannot even afford to downgrade. So I think this band-aid is not really working out lah. Like do you agree with me, or do you think like perhaps I should have done things differently?
Like I said, because if you don't give them the grant, you can't even pay, right? Unless your parents really have a lot of money, they boleh kasih to top up the deposit kan. So, but what other option is there? Nothing though. No other option. Unless you bring down the price. Before we go there, unless you bring down the price. But if you bring down the price, then how are you going to do that? Artificially bring down the price, it will affect the other market, right? Everybody will be upset though.
Yes, because the previous buyers. It's
because the average buyer also want their price to, because that's how the PAP sold the idea for so long. That your HDB price will never go down, which is, Where was such thing one? Never go down. Gila apa? Because it will go down one day.
Yeah.
So you look at the list, you know that it will go down one day. Kan?
Yeah.
Once you hit 50 years,
Yes.
it will go down. So what happens now? They have come out with a solution for that, which is the buyback list, kan?
Yep.
Which I think is not such a bad thing lah. I mean, at least you come out with that solution, kan?
Kind of like a cushion a bit lah.
Cushion, yeah, exactly. So what is that solution that you're asking, kan? So what is it?
More
Everybody
grants.
is waiting for more grant. On
Second
paper,
time
it
grant.
looks good
The
lah.
solution is a well-balanced political system.
But I believe our bukan jual koyok tapi in terms of, let's say you put all the options out there, the non-open market option that we put up is a real option to be considered.
It sounds very viable.
Because it's a separate scheme that we start on its own for the new buyer who decided to then you have to think of, okay lah, let's say I'm in the current market system, but then I realize that I want to go to this system. So how do I do it? So I have to think through lah. What is the processes?
Only the transition part, but
that will be a bit difficult lah. So
at least the younger people will have a chance to buy from the non-open market. But those people who want to opt in, there will be enough time to think of how they can transition into this new scheme lah.
We have to think very careful about that lah. But for those young new buyers, they have these two options lah. The open market option or the non-open market option. Open market harga dia murah, tapi kalau naik pun control naik lah kan.
Betul.
Subjected to cost measurement. Whereas open market naik lah. Tapi dia jatuh juga lah. It's open lah.
It's open. Understand.
And many of those common people actually will prefer this market because actually they just need a home to live, not a place to buy and sell, kan?
Invest all that lah.
Okay, I think the conversation is now being very, very interesting already.
Yes.
And we've only scratched the surface, and I think that is part of the manifesto, and I think we can dive in a bit more into the manifesto in part 2.
Part 2. Yeah.
See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.